Hello, everyone. This is the Untitled jpg podcast where we talk about art, movies, and anything that comes to mind. So, for this week, we're going to have Steve Pellegrino, also known as Emptycansnyc on Instagram. He's a photographer known for his graffiti based street photography. We met at a job that we worked together at, and it's where I kind of started learning more about photography and street photography and, classic films that I've missed. We get into how he started out, what he's doing now, and we just dive deep into the world of graffiti and what it's like. He's working on releasing new merch and a new book, so make sure to check out his big cartel at emptycansnyc.bigcartel.com. Also, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It helps out the channel and get this podcast out to more people that are interested more in like the creative field and how to get into it. All right, let's get started. Hey everyone, this is the Untitled jpg podcast where we talk about art, movies, and everything that comes to mind. Today we got my boy Steve Pellegrino. What's up, man? How you been?
I'm good, hanging in there.
Yeah, so we gotta let them know like how we met up. So I met you a random day at work. You just come in storming and shit, and I remember thinking, who the fuck is this guy? Like yell, like I heard you from the front of the factory all the way up to the end, and then you just introduce you. Hi, I'm Steve. With fucking gripping your hand and shit. So yeah, how was that? What'd you
This,
think of me when we first met?
was this when I first came to work there, or just when I came to like check it out and talk
I
to them?
think yeah, when you first came to check it out, I didn't realize that I was gonna get another like help.
Yeah, well, how long did that last? But anyway, I I had a relationship. I had a relationship with them prior from the other job, and that was it. And then I came there, they offered me work, and that was it. And I came in, and I came to work with you guys, which I have to say, yeah, whatever.
Oh, it's like that. I
Well,
mean,
not with you, with just the job itself. I mean,
no, yeah, I mean with
you hit a touchy subject with me. But working with you, I got to admit, I you weren't the person I had to worry about.
I keep the peace, but
No, no,
with
not
it,
even like that. I'm just
yeah,
talking about in general, like with work stuff. Like I didn't have to worry about shit with you. If I said we need to do this, we need to do this, let's
yeah,
go.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you were dependable,
Good. I'm glad I was. So
unlike some other people. But whatever.
yeah, so like I know you're into a lot of photography right now. I mean, you're known as Empty Cans on Instagram and everything. You're doing all this graffiti photography. So I want to kind of get to know like how you got into that. Like, what was your first initial time that you got into photography? Like, when did that start?
I, when I got into photography or when I was doing the
Yeah, yeah,
graffiti.
like before, like I don't know, like did you start getting into it like in high school?
No, no, no. I got into photography in college during um during my major. I was going for graphic design. Photography was a minor. I was like, so I took it, and then I just progressed with that and went on with that. Taught. I went back to my master's. So I had to teach at the school for the masters. I had to work. I ran the lab, blah blah blah, film, and all this. So it was all in college. During college, then while I was doing photography, I got jobs at mom and pop studios to do portraits of kids and seers and shit like that. That whole road, which then led into weddings and everything else.
What do you think about wedding photography?
Sucks.
Yeah, why?
Whoever hears this or whatever, that's gonna wind up hearing me talk shit. You
Well,
know,
no, it's good to know
no,
because
no, it's
if
fine. No, no,
people want to get into wedding photography, or
uh,
just like any type.
well, all right. So whoever wants to get into wedding photography, you need to be thick skinned and you need to take a lot of shit and you need to kiss a lot of ass. Plain and simple, because you're not dealing with normal people. You're dealing with a lot of people on a special day that have a lot of high expectations and hopes for that day. So you need to keep that person as happy and um, content. Would that be the right
Yeah,
word?
yeah, just like
Happy and content, and just you need you need to keep. And no matter what their attitude is or whatever, no matter how bitchy the mother-in-law, the father-in-law, the aunt, the uncle, no matter how bitchy people get, you need to have a smile on your face the whole fucking time and just kiss ass and say yes. And after 13 years of dealing with bullshit like that, it's just like, all right, I'm enough. I'm done. Goodbye. I get it. I get it. I don't want to do it no more. I don't. And with the graffiti shit, I'm not making money. I'm not doing anything, but I'm happy. I enjoy it. Even though this past week I might have made a few enemies, but I still enjoy the graffiti stuff.
Yeah, so so you started like around the same time that you were doing like the wedding stuff. That's when you started getting into the graffiti photography aspect of it, or
No, I was always into graffiti. I just never put the two and two together. You know what I mean?
okay.
I always enjoyed it. I was never good at it, but I enjoyed going seeing my friends do it or whatever. When I was a kid, I would run around and catch a tag. I'm a vandal. But I never progressed past that. And then when I started taking pictures, I never put two and two together when I was
Yeah.
in college because I never thought of it. So I was like, whatever, and that's when I was doing all the weddings and the family portraits and shit like that. And then a couple of times, I don't know, whatever, my junior year, senior year in college, I was like, fuck it, let me take my camera out to a location and start. So I started shooting it with film when I was in college, but I never really focused on it. I just took it out for like a couple of projects because I didn't think two and
Yeah,
two
yeah. It
together.
was more like a hobby at the time.
It was more like a school project. I was like, I'm
Okay.
doing the photography. I was like, oh, I got a project. Let me see if I can knock something out. Going out this week and hanging out at 5 Points or Uptown or whatever and getting pictures of it. But then it wasn't until to be honest, it wasn't until digital photography when I actually got into it because digital photography. Then I was just like, all right, fuck it, let me go. My friend invited me out one day. He's like, oh, they're painting on the corner of my house. I'm like, and he goes, and bring your camera, it'll be cool. I'm like, all right. I was just getting out of a bad relationship, and instead of sitting home drinking all day, he got me out of the house to take me. And I went, and I'm like, oh, this is cool. All right, I could fuck with this. And then after that weekend of doing it, I kind of like caught the bug, and then every weekend after that, I tried my best to go look for something. Not somebody necessarily painting, but something on the wall or an area to shoot. So progressed with 3 cameras, 4 cameras I think I bought in the time
Oh wow.
span. So was that 6 years, 5 years? I don't think it's that bad with updating equipment, but whatever.
Yeah, I mean, you were there when I got my Fuji. I mean, before that, all I had was the like basic, very like Canon camera, and then it was after what?
No, no, go ahead, go ahead, go
Yeah.
ahead.
It was after I got like the Fuji where I really started ramping up and like getting into photography more. And because I guess because of the style of the camera and how it looked, it was just a great model for street photography. So now instead of like doing a lot of portrait work that I used to like do just to, get gigs, make money like real quick, I'm more now into like street stuff and walking around in the city and like capturing everyday life that way. And yeah, same way. It just kind of ended up. I just kind of fell into it and just started enjoying it. It's more of like something I'll try and go once a week out into the city and do something like that. But I want to get into then because I know that there's these iconic places that everybody always remembers, like 5 Points. Like, what was it like going to something like that? Was it always an event kind of thing, or were people just going there one at a time, like very
No, I
sparingly, or?
was, 5 Points was cool. Um, it wasn't an event every weekend, but it seemed like it because there was
Yeah,
always
because it
a
was
ton
like,
of people painting.
yeah, it was always photo. It looked amazing. It was
Yeah,
a work of art on its own.
like I said, every weekend I would go there, or whenever the weekends I did go, there was always a crowd of people. There was always people there, but it wasn't an event. It was just people coming to paint.
Yeah, it was just like
And
people.
the person who set it up, Mears, and which is he's a great guy. And I don't know who's going to watch this, and I really don't think anybody's going to have a problem with me saying his name. He's great in the community, and everybody loves him. He's a good guy. He's the one who set everything up, and he would just have people come down and paint, and like he had people from all over. and he's the man. You know, he took care of people. He did what he had to do, and he let him paint on the thing. I mean, I don't know the whole story, so again, whoever hears this is gonna be like, this motherfucker don't know what he's saying. Please reach out to me. I have no problem owning when I'm wrong. So whoever hears this, be my guest. But yeah, Miz always, had people there, and it was a good time. It was nice. There was never any issue. There was a couple of times I was allowed inside because again, I wasn't a graffiti writer back then, and
Yeah.
I would go ask him like, "Do you mind if I go and take pictures here, here, here?" There's a couple of times he let me in the building, and in the hallway, on the rooftop, and blah blah blah, and it was cool. And then he stopped because I think somebody got hurt, so he wouldn't let anybody in or on the roof anymore because I think somebody got hurt on a fire escape or something.
So did he own the building?
No, 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 no. He didn't own the building. And the best I can say is like he was the curator of the outside of the building.
Okay.
Like that's why they had the whole court. And again, I don't want to get into detail because I don't know the whole story, and people might get mad at me for saying this. I don't know the whole story, but from what I understand, he was the curator of the outside and all that artwork. And then when the new people bought the building, they took his shit away. They whitewashed it. They didn't give him a chance to document it or whatever. And that was the battle with that. And and he has a point. I mean, good for him.
Yeah.
But the whole court thing that he went through. And again,
Yeah.
I don't know the whole story, so I don't want to start.
Right, right. I was just asking because that was like one thing I was always interested in because I mean it was a few years back, like towards around the time when they actually painted over it was when I found out about it, and
Right.
and I saw all that artwork like from people that took photos of all the walls, and I was just like, this is so amazing, and the fact that it got taken out was just unfortunate because that in itself could have been like I don't know maybe something that could just a staple for people to like just visit or something, you know.
Yeah, a staple for somebody. I mean, now there's other places all around that you could do that, but I don't know, the guy
But
who
then
bought
was it
what,
also just considered like so would like the authorities or anybody they wouldn't even do anything at that point, right? They like
no, as long as you have the permission, they can say. I mean, I now have two legal walls, and cops have rolled up on each wall, and I pull out the paperwork from the managers inside or whatever, and they're like, okay, and they leave. I mean, but at a point, 5 points, I don't think the cops ever rolled up. They might have rolled up in the beginning because they didn't know it was they were allowed to do it, but once they started seeing everybody come there all the time, they were just probably like, fuck it, these guys are allowed to.
all right, yeah. So then like going through that then too, what are the most sketchiest places you've been to?
um, I mean,
I feel like there's way too many to even like say, but I want to know like one of the worst or something.
I'll have to say again, whoever watches this will call me for corrections, but and I don't want to give out locations because
Yeah, I mean,
that's
you don't
another
have to say
shit
the
that people
location.
cry
You can
about.
just say like what it was like, kind of thing.
Oh well, all right. So there's a place in Newark where oh well, there's also a place uptown. There's a place in Newark that has a lot of junkies that hang out in it, and it's just like you walk through, and you're not really. I mean, when I went, I never went by myself. I went with somebody, so I never really felt too paranoid. But it's like they're there, like you. And then they got
Yeah,
the whole lean going on with the
yeah,
cigarette
yeah, like straight
just
up
burning out.
zombie.
Yeah, but they're standing up and leaning. And you're like, you're walking in a room and you see them, you're just like, wow, fucking. I never took their pictures because that's not,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
it's whatever. They're doing whatever. They're doing their thing. It's not, why should I exploit it? And actually, I was going to take their picture once, and then the person who I was with, and I don't remember who he was, said, dude, don't do that. It's not right. And I was just like, you're right. And I never did it. And then there's a place up in the uptown Manhattan where I was just talking about it today to somebody where you walk down one staircase, it's a little sketchy. You walk down the other staircase, it's just covered with needles. And you're walking
Oh shit.
on a blanket of needles. And you're just like, fuck. It's just like, it's bad. But
So then, what's the like? Why do you guys choose these locations then? What brings like that drive to go to these kind of places?
Who, for the artist or for me?
Yeah, like for the artist, for you, like why do you choose to go to
Well,
these spots?
again, I'm not an artist, but from what I would understand or think, nobody's gonna fucking bother and paint down there. You know what I mean? The cops ain't gonna come down there. Nobody gives a shit. You know what I mean? So they get to paint down there freely and not worry about anybody coming in to be like, oh, what are you doing? Oh, that's
Yeah.
illegal. Who the fuck comes down here? Leave me the fuck alone. Let me paint. You know what I mean? And I go down there, or photographers, graffiti photographer, whatever you want to call it, we go there for a picture. So, and that's why. I mean, to me, it's common sense like that. But a lot of the writers or a lot of people out there get mad at us photographers coming down because we blow up the spots and blah blah blah. But I'm coming down there to take a picture, a document. I'm not blowing up the spot because I'm not giving it out. But after
Yeah, but
doing it,
like I feel like I don't understand why they wouldn't want you there because they're making artwork. Wouldn't they want people to see it? What's the whole thing there?
well, because like I was just about to get into, they don't want me there. They don't want photographers there, from what I understand, or from what I've gone through over the past few years, because we make it hot. We make it hot for them, and if everybody starts going down there, then it gets hot, and then the cops will come to
Yeah, but
break it.
it's not like you're putting out the location. You just take
No,
like
but if you see enough pictures, people, dude, there's people out there that'll look at your picture and then put, oh, that building. I've seen those bricks. I've seen that building.
oh
I
my
know, and
gosh.
they find it. And I've done that. Like I've looked at somebody's picture and I'm like, oh, I know that crack in the wall. I know that fire hydrant. How? And it's like, you just know it because you're there so many times that you
Yeah.
just, like how to get to a place, but you don't know the street it's on. You know what I'm saying? It's just like you just know it. So, and I get it with I get it with the writers. I get what they're saying, and I try not to. I think I've become better at like not showing so much, but I'm sure a lot of them still get mad and like this motherfucker, But I wanted the picture. I don't go. Here's another thing that here's another thing that somebody gave me shit about at one point. I don't care who's in the picture. I don't care who's in the picture because I'm going for the scene. I'm going for everything. I'm going for what's there,
Yeah.
which is another reason why I tend to show a little bit more than what it is, because I want to have the environment included in the shot, instead of just the one thing on the wall.
Yeah, like you want to it's almost like street photography for you want to show the life that's there
Right,
within the art.
right. Somebody, had reached out to me before, a long time ago, but it's whatever. It's over with. But it just stuck with me. Maybe I'm being petty. Maybe I'm being whatever. They were like, the person was like, "Why are you going to take pictures of shitty writers at shitty spots?" Hence my that hashtags that I actually one of my other friends actually coined it, and I was like, "Oh, that's fucking brilliant!" And I started using them, and uh, and I was like, "Well, who the fuck are you to tell me who to take pictures of and who not to take pictures of? All these motherfuckers that are doing their shit on the wall, whether
Yeah.
they're good or not, they're doing work. What the fuck are you doing? You ain't doing shit."
Dude, it's like the same thing in every like creative field or just in life. It's just it's always going to be the one complaining that has the most to say. Like the one that's not doing anything that has the most to say about like what you're doing.
Mm, yeah, I guess. Other people told me that I'm thinking way too much into it and I'm letting it get to me. And
You're a little petty, I will say
a little
that, but
bit, a
I
little bit.
mean, it's
Fuck you,
fine.
a little bit. Not gonna lie, But what it is just I go out and I try not. I mean, I'm my dicky self to everybody,
Yeah.
uh, but I try not to make enemies. So for somebody to come at me at something like that, I'm like, well, who the fuck are you? I mean, like, I was nice to you. I'm nice to people. I try. Why are you gonna come at me like, you're the fucking god and you know what to do and what? Who the fuck are you? These people are doing work. I respect them for putting in their shit, good or not. You know what I'm saying? I don't give a fuck. If somebody, if the right, whoever's on the wall sucks and it's just a bunch of random scribble, but in the whole it looks fucking cool, I'm gonna take a picture of it and post it. I don't know
Exactly.
what you say. I mean, come on. That's unfair. And everybody deserves to live a little bit. You know what I'm saying? I mean, if I'm out there which I never got into it saying that I was documenting. I just got into it because it was fun, because I was enjoying myself. And it took me away from the weddings and all that. "Urgh."
The stress of that, yeah.
Yeah, and here I get to take pictures of people doing their thing and they don't tell me what to do. And they just like, all right, whatever, thanks. Thanks for taking a picture, whatever. They don't give a shit. They let me do my thing. So I'm like, wait, I lost my train of thought there. Where was I going with that?
You were just you were
I'm
just talking about like how people complaining about like, oh, why are you taking photos of
right. So all right. So then they ruin it for me by bitching about what I'm doing. I'm like, fuck you. You
yeah.
know, you're not you're not paying me. What do you care what I post?
Yeah, like
Yeah,
they're trying to curate your work when it's like it's none of their business kind of
There
thing.
you go. Exactly. Good.
Yeah.
Good analogy. Good analogy. I like that.
It's
Thank
what
you.
I do. So, I mean, I think with like graffiti, it's well known that there's always going to be something to shoot. But is there any point where you felt like, yo, I shot everything? Where the fuck am I going to go?
No, no. As I pointed, here's another. Here's another thing. My car sucks, so I really don't have. You laugh because
Yeah.
my car sucks, so I really don't have something that I trust to go long distances. I can go around five boroughs, Queens, Jersey, whatever, and I can find. There's always something new. There's always something new out there. There's always something new somebody does. Now, where they do it for the scenery, is it? Have I been there too much? Do I have too many things from that one area? Does it get boring? Oh my god, dude, how many times am I going to shoot the same area, the same corner, the same?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you gotta move around and try. So I try to go, but lately I've just been really local. I haven't been to Jersey. I haven't been out to Connecticut. I've just been, and I've just been lately Queens and Brooklyn. I haven't even been to the Bronx that much. Staten Island. Those got my friends out in Staten. They fucking hate me probably because I haven't been out there. I haven't been out there in at least a year to Staten Island. Jersey too. I haven't been
So,
out there
is it
in a
because of
year.
COVID? Like, has that affected it or
I
something?
think I think so. It's me being a little paranoid, a little bit of a chicken shit, but I'm not so much worried about myself, but I have other
Yeah, you got family that you got to worry about,
right, which
like
I'm
giving it to them and
more worried
shit.
about than anything. But yeah, I do plan on going to Jersey soon. Whatever. I mean, Jersey's right there. I shouldn't even make it such a big deal. But yeah, so it's like being paranoid about shit.
Yeah. So, what's like the farthest you ever traveled for to do that?
Hawaii,
Hawaii?
yeah, but I didn't go to Hawaii for
For
graffiti.
that, but you just happened to like do it
Yeah,
while you
well,
were
I
there.
was like, fuck, I'm going to Hawaii. I'm getting pictures of shit when I'm there. I was there. I met a few people. I met a few good people, and they were cool. Showed me around, gave me a
Yeah, how
couple
do
of
you meet? So how do you like meet? So you just go to like a spot and then you just find someone there, and then
yeah, pretty much.
that's how it works.
I just went. I asked the people at the whole. I asked a couple of people on Instagram. Yo, I'm going to Hawaii. Anybody out? Blah blah blah. A few people hit me up. There's a couple of artists out in Hawaii that made it known that they were there. I reached out to them. They were like, yeah, yeah, come. And then when I came back from Hawaii, they posted pictures. They reached out to me. Oh, that's cool shit. Oh, I was here. I was here. So it was like that. California, I had gone. I was in California a couple of times, Sacramento, with my ex girlfriend, because her family's there, and we were there like two, three times. I went out there with her, and only one time I was able to take pictures of graffiti because we were always with her family.
Right.
But whatever. That's
I mean, would you
so
consider
Hawaii and California.
would you consider doing more of that?
Oh, 100%. If I had the money and time, yeah, fuck yeah, why not? I mean, there's another dude out there who I'm not too friendly with, but I give him credit. That motherfucker goes everywhere. I don't know how he does it, but God bless him and good for him. You know, he goes all over the world and he travels a lot. And he don't have a car, but that motherfucker
He
travels.
just somehow traveled. I
Yeah,
mean,
I don't know how he does it, but good for him. More
you
power.
got a plane, you got taxis. I feel like you could kind of do it
And,
all.
he does most of it by train and skateboard. So you
Yeah,
know,
so he's like more like that nomad kind of life.
he he does it,
Yeah.
does it.
And I mean, what you do, I mean, that from what I remember is you would give these people your like sketchbook and just like your sketchbook has traveled more than you basically.
Yeah, yeah. I still have a sketchbook out in fucking in Reno for I think 2 years now. I'm like, dude, am I getting it? I think that one's gone. I'm never getting that one back. But yeah, I mean, everybody does that. I mean, they send their books out. I had like when I went to Hawaii and I met those guys. I sent the book to them. They had it for 4 years. It came back with like maybe like six things in it, which is fine. I have no problem. It's
Yeah,
six
yeah.
things that nobody here has that I got from Hawaii. I sent
Exactly.
I sent another book to England. I think it was there for 2 years. That came back with a bunch of shit in it. That was dope too. And again, 2 years in England, I got, you know, a nice amount of stuff in it. Could have been more, but it was good enough. And it, it's stuff that people don't have here. So, you know what I mean? So you can't complain because these people are doing it. And I'm not a graffiti writer, and they're still doing it for me. They giving me the time of day to actually, spend a few, an hour or two, week, whatever, doing something nice in my book.
Yeah, yeah.
Can't
I
complain.
mean, would you ever consider like getting into it, like actually doing the work?
What me?
Yeah, like do the graffiti.
No, no. I'm
Why
fucking.
not?
I'm too old. I'm not gonna still
That
go out.
doesn't mean anything.
I know, and I say that to a lot of people too. But to do, I go around. I still cop a tag here and there, but
But
I'm
it's
not.
like the quick stuff right now, like the intricate, like
Yeah, I just
style.
cop a little tag here and there, right? My name, but I don't go crazy. I would never. I'm not. Yeah, I'm not gonna do that. Not. No, no.
I mean,
Too old
I've
for that.
never tried it. I mean, I see how people do it. I've done it on paper, but I don't. I don't have. I don't know. I guess I don't have the mindset to do something like that. Like
It's definitely a mindset. Well, I mean, you paint.
yeah, yeah, but
I
it's like you're painting, people. But I've always had trouble with like typography or anything, and then like that is like the purest form of like making their own type.
yeah, their
Which
own
I
font.
wanted to get into. Like, do you know like what are the differences? Because I know there's like a select few that are people know what they are, but are there like set like type that you know by name kind of thing? Like what's behind you, is that signature of someone's, or is that a style?
That's his style. I wouldn't know what to call that style, but that's my boy Kush from Spain. He went
Okay.
back. He went back because his work visa was out, and they kicked him out.
Damn.
ICE came and kicked him out. They were like, "Get the fuck out! Go back to Spain, motherfucker." Nah, he's a good guy. He was here
Yeah,
for
yeah.
he was here a few years. He worked. He put in time, and then he met a bunch of people. He was cool with people. He painted. He made a lot of friends. Good guy, really good person. Um, yeah, I don't know what style you would call that. And again, but that's a piece,
Yeah.
you know. And again, this is like people are gonna hear this fucking podcast and be like, oh, it's a fucking tutorial.
Yeah, I'm
101
like
graffiti.
I'm making you
But
look bad or something, right?
nah, you're not making me look bad. I make myself look bad. I don't worry about that. That's fine. But that's a piece. I mean, I don't know. There is styles and everything. I don't know the wild style. I mean, I don't know what to call everything. Straight letters, bubbles, throw ups, tags. I mean, tags are like just the little, scratches that you see everywhere. You know,
Yeah. When I
throw
was
ups are like bubbles, straight letters are obviously straight letters.
when I was younger, there was a website like if I remember the name, it was like graffiticreator.net, I think. And it was like they had these set types, and then you type in whatever you want, and then you picked like it was like presets. You put the color here, put the color there, backdrop, glow. It was pretty cool. And
Uh,
that's like as the farthest I've ever gone to like actually doing it. And then I would copy that on paper and like try it out. But it was just never something that stuck with me. I
yeah,
I mean it's a great fucking like style of art to do.
they have this other thing. I don't know the name of the game or whatever it is, but a couple of guys I know have it. It's like some graffiti uh, game, and you're painting on trains and everything, and the shit looks dope. Some of the stuff that the guy showed me that come out of this game, I'm like, you did that in a game? That looks like you really did it on the wall.
It's like
Not,
VR or something.
yeah, probably. I don't know. The fuck, I don't play video games anymore. I don't have the attention span for it. It's like 10 minutes. I'm like, all right, I'm done. Grand Theft Auto now. The only one I actually would put time into was Grand Theft Auto, and that would just be running around wild. Just
You know that, yeah, you know that they're still updating that one game. I mean, there was this one game that just came out like a few years ago, and they're still updating the game and like putting new like storylines into it.
Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah, man.
Right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I remember they did Vice City, and that was supposed to be, New York and Queens. And when we played it, we're all looking for our like our
For your
block.
spot, yeah.
Yeah, we're just like, oh shit, is that Flushing Meadow Park? Oh, no, no, no. It was hysterical. But yeah, I would just go on that and just I never followed around. I just drove around and see how long it took me to get everybody to follow me because I was being a dick. You know,
Yeah, I mean that's kind of like what everybody does at one point, like just drive around and just run over all the
everybody.
girls and shit.
That's it.
um yeah, Vice City was more of like you got to see the nitty-gritty of like what New York would be. I remember this game True Crime was very similar in that sense too. But
I don't know that one.
yeah, they haven't come out with a new Grand Theft Auto in years. They've just been updating the same one for forever. But
Oh, that
right.
okay. So they update this. Okay, so that's cool too.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, it's great, man. The way they do it. Rockstar Games. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah,
They
absolutely.
they always doing it.
Yeah, we were just
Um
talking about that, weren't we?
Oh, okay. I don't know if this is gonna get you in trouble or not, but can you name your top artists in this graffiti world?
Okay, can I name my top? It's not gonna get.
Like,
I
do
don't.
you always go back to these set people and like, yeah, I like that. Like that's
No, I mean everybody. And to me, because I don't do it, everybody's good.
right.
I mean, some people are better than others,
Yeah.
but everybody's good to me. So I really don't have a top artist. I think everybody who actually puts in the work, I admire. I'm like, oh, good for you, man. Fucking dope. I'm not. I don't play favorites. Which then goes back to what I said before. Who the fuck are you to tell me who to take pictures of and who not to take pictures
Right,
of?
right, right.
I think everybody, is good. I mean, you're better than me. I can't do it. I'm not. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
I'm not. I don't play favorites. I mean, I have friends or people that I consider friends because I don't know what happened this weekend where I made a few enemies who I thought were my friends, but I have friends that I think their work is good, and I go back to them because playing favorites. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? But those are because those are my friends or my boys who I consider my boys or whatever. So
So
yeah.
then like you were saying before with like like being a photographer in that world, you do you have to kind of build up that rep to be able to like keep going to these spots with people, or is you kind of just got to force your way in?
A rep.
Yeah, because you said like people were like, "Nah, don't take pictures of this," or blah
When
blah
I
blah.
when I when I first still probably till now, but when I first started being my pushy, loud self in the scene and with everybody thought I was a cop. So many people thought I was a DT. You know what I mean? They thought I was a policeman.
Yeah,
And it took a while for people to trust me. I mean, I still think there's people out there that don't trust me, but whatever. I mean, at this point in time, with the stuff that I post and what I do, I would think that people would think that I'm not. But whatever, or they don't trust me because they think I'm gonna fuck up their spot or fuck up their game and stuff like that. I'm not. And if I do, I would expect them to say something to me. I would expect them to say something to me before they blow it up on Instagram, but I won't go there. But whatever. I mean, I'm not. Yeah, I mean, I feel people trust me enough.
yeah,
Enough. I think a lot of the older guys trust me because they know me now, obviously, for like 6, 7 years. And a few of the younger cats that are running around that I bump into and that I deal with, I feel they trust me too. I mean, I haven't broke bread with everybody. I haven't sat and drank with everybody, but I feel that I put out a good enough vibe that I'm a reasonable, respectable person. But yeah, I mean, I guess still that's something that you have to earn, and I don't think I still earned it
yeah,
yet. You know what I'm saying? It's not. I mean, I'm still learning with these guys. Like, obviously, I'm still putting my foot in my mouth and doing stupid shit. But I mean, how am I? how am I going to learn if I don't? You know what I'm saying?
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Some of the guys are a little bit more understanding than others. Because again, it's a world that I'm not truly
you're not immersed in it because you're not doing the work. But I
Correct. And
mean,
I'm not out there 24/7 thinking of it. I'm not thinking of it the way they think of it. So, I'm sure I stepped on toes, and I'm sure there's a bunch of people that don't like me. But again, like I said, I try not to piss people off, and I try to be as reasonable and as friendly, or however you want to call it, as possible.
so are there more photographers like you? Because is like that another like avenue? I mean, like you have this following of people, and they're interested in obviously the photography of the graffiti and all that. Are there more photographers out there like that do what you do? I mean, there has to be like that kind of community.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, there is definitely a community of photographers, and they're just as catty as the graffiti people. It's just a lot of drama, even with the photographers. It's just like, really? I mean, come on, really? What do you
Yeah,
take? Okay, fine, whatever. But yeah, there's a bunch, and then there's photographers that only hang with a certain group of writers, and then there's a photographer that only hangs with a certain crew, which totally cool, and I get it. Those are your peeps. That's your crewmates. I get it. No big deal. I get it. But you know, I'm not. When you try to be, and I've approached a couple of them at spots. Like they randomly people show up at spots and you don't know, whatever. Which goes back to what some of the writers say. Oh, the spot's hot. Everybody's fucking going. So you go to some spot that's like wherever under a bridge or abandoned, whatever, and you get there. And you get there, you think you're there first, and then like 5 minutes later, 6 other people walk in, and you're like, "The fuck is it? A party going on?" You know what I mean? So it's like, so I've been into a couple of situations like that, and I tried talking to the photographers, and they're very standoffish, very, one word answers type shit. And
yeah.
I don't know if they think that I'm a cop, or they're thinking that I'm trying to get spots for them, or trying to get their locations, their things.
That's
Which is
so
like,
weird, man. That's such
I get it. No, it's not that it's weird. It's like,
I mean, you
like
think they want to keep building the community from it.
no, they don't. Building, I don't know. I don't even know. I would think that, but I mean, I kind of get it, because then it's not um, uh, uh, like they don't have the original, they don't have the only shot, you know?
Yeah.
Like this is the way I'm thinking of it. And again, when somebody hears this out there, hit me up, tell me if I'm wrong. The ones that are standoffish and very one word and don't really talk, they don't want to give out their spots or whatever, because they want the only shots from that spot. They want to be able to,
Right. They want to have their portfolio to be like the most unique one out of it all.
right. Um, Sorry, one of my fans. One of my fans are calling me, because they heard that I told them it was live, and they're like, "Who the fuck is it?" Nah, but but yeah. So I mean, like, and again, when I post this or when we post this, I whoever hears me say something wrong, please feel free to make comments below or hit me up and tell me I don't know what I'm talking about, because I'm always ready to learn something new. But I mean, that's the way I look at it. They want to be the only ones, and they don't want to blow up the spot, like I was saying before.
Yeah.
And they feel that I would do that, because obviously I don't have enough trust with them, or they don't know me. So maybe once they get to know me a little bit more, because I don't run into them every day. You run into once a blue moon. You know what I'm saying? So that's like you going to fucking the supermarket and bumping into some guy and he's asking you all these, oh, where you work out, where you do this, where you,
Right. Right. Right.
they're just like, oh, who the fuck are you? Back up, yeah, I might see your shit online, but I don't know you. So, I take it with a grain of salt. What am I gonna do? I can't get mad. I can't, whatever.
So
I mean,
then,
there was another dude. Sorry to cut you off.
no, you're good. You're good.
There's another guy, which has to do with this whole thing of blowing up spots. That it's like he got mad at me because I went to a spot and I posted pictures of it. How'd you get in? I had a lock on the door. How'd you get in? Who'd you tell? Why'd you bring these people there? Blah blah blah. You blowing up the spot. And I'm like, dude, I found it on my own. You didn't give it to me. None of your crew members gave it to me. Nobody gave me that spot. I found it by luck, walking, looking for something else, looking to just take pictures. I found that one. I'm sorry. I didn't know it was yours. I don't think you should be mad at me that I brought somebody to it or showed somebody to it. I mean, I'm not. Why you getting mad? If I would understand, and this is the argument I said with somebody else. I would understand if the person told me where it was, gave me the info, and then I brought more people there after he told me. Then I would understand his anger, his disappointment with me. But if I found it on my own, I mean, why are you getting mad at me?
I mean, people are like taking these things like they own the property or something.
Dude, it's people get very territorial, and I get it. And he made a point to me. He goes, the same person. He made a point. He goes, in another discussion him and I had about spots and painting. He goes, New York is very limited to spaces, so to give out spaces or give up wall space is very, it's not, if I don't know you, why would I? New York has very limited things. It's not like when you go to Jersey, you go to Connecticut, you go to upstate New York, there's fucking structures in the woods. You know what I'm saying? It's like that, that they're forgotten about. That it's like there's plenty of room to paint. But in New York, there really isn't. And and me being out of work as long as I have now been looking, and I go out and I find shit during the day now, and I'm like, so these are how the guys find this shit. They actually put in a lot of work, and it's crazy. Like I found a bunch of spots, like a bunch of abandoned places. I don't want to say a bunch. Like
a decent amount that you're saying it. So
on my own, I found 3 spots that I'm like, oh wow, and 2 of them were virgin. Well, now 1 is virgin, and the other one I gave to somebody, and it's active for the time being. But it's just like I get it now. It's a lot of work. So what the kid said to me, I'm like, I mean, at the time when he said it, I understood it. I still understand it. I get it. But I'm like, dude, nobody told me about it. I found it on my own. I didn't know it was yours. There's no name on the door. You know what I mean? Yeah, you're in it, but it's an abandoned place. I don't know. My bad. But I found it on my own.
Yeah. So, you're going through all these places now, and you're getting all this photography. You got like a whole catalog, a whole portfolio. What's the end goal to get these? What to do with these photos? Like, what are you gonna end up doing with these?
I don't know. Well, I don't know. What am I going to end up doing with them? I don't showing them Instagram. I don't know what is anybody. Honestly, I've never thought anything about it. Like I started doing this just to have fun. So, what I'm doing is still fun for me. I enjoy going out taking pictures. Sadly, I'm not going as many places, but I enjoy doing this. I enjoy the people I bullshit with. I enjoy meeting new people each time. Like I went and I got my own 2 legal walls to invite people to come paint. Some people might call me a jocker.
What's a jocker?
Somebody out there who will probably watch this who has called me a clout chaser. Am I? Because I enjoy it. I enjoy graffiti. I enjoy the people I meet. I'm having fun. I'm not getting any clout by it. Nobody knows me. I'm not doing anything. I'm not gaining any notoriety. I'm having fun. I'm meeting people. I'm bullshitting with people. I've made some really good people, really good friends. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to deny that. I've met people that I broke bread with and I drank with, and I'm like, I'd hang with this person anytime. People from England came over, super cool people. Australia. I mean, I've met people from all come to New York. A couple of people would reach out to me before they come, and I'll take them to a spot here and there. But like a bunch of New York guys, since I've been doing this, I've met some really cool friends. I've cut a lot of people off as well.
Yeah.
Cut them loose. But whatever. That's a whole nother fucking story. But
But I mean, you have.
What end goal? I put out. Oh, I'm sorry. Cut you off. That.
Yeah, I mean, you have been making like books, right?
Yeah, I've made a few. I'm on my 3rd magazine. It's all my photos.
Yeah, so because you're dealing with other people's work, how do you go about doing something like this?
Oh, well, you know what? There's a bunch of people, and here I'll start saying names because I'll give some people credit. Like there's this one dude, Germs. I've asked him his permission. He goes, I don't care. Use my picture. More, more exposure for me. Cool. And Jerns is somebody I chilled with a long time and super nice guy, super cool. Topaz, a bunch of these cats, their whole crew, they're super nice people. Another guy, here's another thing, you ask me what I'm doing. This other dude, I'll say is Carnage, New York, Carnage. Any name that how would you say it? Not spoil. What is it?
Reveal?
No, when I'm saying that I'm not getting anything for saying this, or whatever, I forgot what it is.
Yeah.
Anybody that I mentioned their names or websites during this interview, I am not getting paid. Nobody's paying me to say this shit. Nobody's giving me anything free to say this shit.
This is just stuff you enjoy.
This is all people that I've made friends with and I respect over the time that I've done this. Okay? Because there's going to be a couple of other names and a couple of other websites I say because the people were cool. So Carnage, I don't really know him, but I give him props. He's got a ton of magazines out. More power to him. I don't know how he does it. I don't know what he's doing, but he's got his stuff is golden. I got a couple of his magazines, a couple of his books, and I love them. I think they're great. And you said back to the people, I don't know how he gets permission. I don't know, if he has any issues. But when I was putting out my magazine and when I first started, I've asked a couple of guys. A couple of guys were like, no, you can't use my shit. A couple of other guys were like, ask me first before you use it. And the majority of the people that are in the book, they don't give a fuck. This is like more exposure for me because it's people order my stuff and I mail it out. It's going to California, Texas, Florida, Canada, England, Japan. I don't make a lot of books. I make 100 copies. And whoever's really a fan of whatever I shoot and like my style of shooting, they pick up a book. Because, I go through my Instagram and every once in a while I'll delete a bunch of pictures. And then, if it's in the book, then you have it. If it's not, you know what I'm saying? So it's it's not always going to be online. I don't want to have like 45,000 pictures on my Instagram thing. People are not going to scroll through, 90,000 pictures. You know what I mean? So
exactly. You just put out the best of your work out there. But I mean, the way you market yourself, like when you come out with these books, is pretty legit. Like when you were still working with me, you were doing the whole like biohazard like bag thing, which is really cool.
Well, the new book, comes in an evidence bag, which I think it's all packaging. I'm taking it from a few years ago. Oh, packaging. Speaking of packaging, this kid below key. Excuse that dust, dirt on.
Got some on your neck too.
Do I? Oh, nasty. How long has that shit been there?
I think the whole podcast.
Oh man, delete this shit and go back to the beginning.
No,
really,
man.
has it?
Yeah, it's still there. I don't know how you can't see it, but
whatever. Oh, here it is.
There it is.
Oh, so it's on my shirt. It's not like on my neck.
Yeah, no.
In my neck fat.
But it'll be something I hope people comment on. So
whatever. It was dust on my shirt. Whatever.
Yeah.
So this kid below key, he does packaging. This kid is he does packaging. So yeah, packaging is key, and I get it. It's all from I used to collect sneakers. I used to collect the vinyl figures.
Right. You were in deep with that.
It's all packaging, it's like the way they package that shit. I'm like, fuck, I want to do that shit. I got a couple of ideas. I can do that. And I make a magazine. The biohazard for Dirty Jersey, common sense. Maybe I shouldn't have put the book in an evidence bag, but it makes sense, And then I got a couple for my new shirt. I'm coming out with a new shirt design. That's going to have a new bag. That's going to be packaged in, which is going to be cool. And the new patches that I'm coming out with. Or I shouldn't.
Got patches?
I'm doing a patch. I just think
that's
cool. I think they're funny. But we'll see what happens. Who knows? Just I'm not making, everybody asks me about it and I tell them, it's like, I don't make money during this. I'm not doing this to make money.
No, you're probably like breaking even, but you're doing it for the fun of it and putting your work out.
Whatever money I make goes back into the next thing.
Yeah.
So it's like, I can't, like all these graffiti guys, all these artists, they're coming out with, they sell their work, you know what I mean? Other guys, they do like sculptures, they do things. No, I'm not a writer. I'm not a graffiti. What the fuck? I can't put my name on the back of a shirt. You know what I'm saying? So I just try to have a little fun with it. And if people, they go for it, they go for it. If they don't, all good.
So what
You know,
other ways do other like the actual graffiti artists make money? Because I know you said, or just in general, that like when they start making money off their graffiti and like working for companies, that it's like very frowned upon with you guys, well, with the painters.
I think so. Like I think they're selling out, but I mean, there's been a
Do you think
lot of.
that as well?
I'm sorry.
You think that they're sellouts too?
No, I don't think they're sellouts. I mean, again, I try to think everybody equal. I mean, good for them. They're making money. Dope. I wish everybody can make money with something they love.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I used to love photography when I was, well, I should say, when I first got into it, I loved photography. Then weddings made me fucking hate it. I hated
Yeah.
retouching. I hated taking pictures at the weddings. I hated, yeah, I made money on it. I made good money. I made decent money, but I fucking hated photography because it became a job. It became the thing that I loved, the photography that I loved to do. The fact that I was just capturing, how gay it might sound, capturing a moment, capturing this.
Right. No,
I,
like when
I loved photography, but it
if you
became,
don't enjoy the subject and it has to do with something that you love, then it's just gonna ruin it for
yeah,
you.
it made me, ugh. And then once I started doing the graffiti, I started liking photography again. I still, now I still love photography. I still do. And by doing the graffiti, I'm actually, and not being so pressured. Oh, retouch, retouch. Ah, the blemishes. Ah, take that out. Ah, ah, ah.
Right, right.
The fucking clock. The fucking exit sign. Get rid of that shit. Ah, ah. With now, I'm actually having time and I actually can fucking do more, forms or whatever directions, and actually have the peace of mind to focus on it. Be like, oh, that works. That makes it better. Oh, I like the way that looks. I can do that. The videos that I've started doing.
Right. I want to talk to you more too about like your guerrilla marketing, the way that you're
The grill.
making it. I
Uh,
worked up with you on one of them that was really fun.
yeah, well, I would like to work on another one with you with that, but whatever.
Yeah, I got
You're
you.
a
It's
big
just
man now,
fucking
bro. You got podcasts. You're
yeah.
interviewing artists. I'm like at the low end of the barrel. I'm at the bottom of the chain.
Jesus
I'm just a
Christ.
graffiti photographer. I ain't shit now. It's all right though.
Yeah,
I
you're
still,
gonna go
yeah,
like
no, it's good. It's good.
you sound like a bitter girlfriend.
A little bit, but it's all good. I still love you.
I mean, no, I eventually I do want to like
Yeah,
redo
you
it. Like
busy,
I've
bro. I
always
guess
wanted to
it's all
do it
good.
again because it was fun and it was fun editing it and just seeing what everybody thought about it. Because you did say people were like, who was doing that? Who did that with you? Like, and just like putting my own 2 cents inside the video to make it a little bit like funny. It was a good time, man.
Yeah, no, it's good. I'd like to do another one with you. Hopefully, the next one I do for my new shirt will. You know what it is? It's like you need somebody. If I'm going to be in the video, if I'm going to be the
Yeah, you need
actor,
somebody to record it.
yeah, you need somebody with the camera to fucking record it. It's
Like
kind
for
of hard
me,
to
I'm thinking of same way I gotta market this podcast, so I already have an idea for a video to make. I hired somebody for a script, and I just need to storyboard it and make it.
hire somebody for a script.
Yeah, dude, Fiverr. You go to Fiverr, and
Oh,
so you
so
can
it's like
hire
Guy
people.
Fiber from Jersey.
Oh no, no. So
I was like, what?
you just hire, like I wanted something funny, so I hired a comedian on there, and it was amazing. I just got to implement it. But yeah, it's just like I need to find a location. I need to find someone to help me record it and put it out there. But making merch too. It's like a whole other thing too.
But don't hmm, that's merch. You asked me about I got the magazines out. I never wanted to do a magazine or shirts or anything, and I really don't have that much. It costs me money to put it out, obviously, but I don't. I'm not pushing it because I'm not. I have a lot of. I mean, I have a few followers, and my few faithful, people. Like obviously, I sold out, so people do like it, but I don't. I didn't expect them to sell out, and I didn't start
Yeah,
thinking
but the
about it.
way you're doing it too is like you're doing like an old school kind of way where you're buying a huge batch and then you gotta go ahead and sell it.
Yeah,
Whereas with me, I'm able to find. I found a company where I connect them through my website, and it's an on demand basis. So whoever
yeah.
wants
You
to
know
buy
what?
it, you
With
know,
with shit like that, and then this might just be the old school way I think. I want to see what the fuck I'm getting. I want to see how it is. I want to see the material. I want to see
well,
how.
yeah, I mean that's when you order samples before you actually put it out there for people to buy it. Like right now, I ordered my samples. I want to make sure that what I'm putting on the site is gonna be something
All right.
legit.
Well, you get your samples. You let me know what you think of them.
Yeah, I will, man, because
You let me know,
I'm
because
getting embroidery. Yeah, I've always wanted to have embroidered merch. So
hey man, I got the first hoodie I did was embroidered, but it wound up being too much money, so I didn't do anymore. But embroidery is nice.
yeah. Um. So yeah, we talked about like how we worked on the your merch and how we promote it. Um. Other than that, like I like that. That's like the paint, right?
Yeah, but I'm not. Again, I'm not getting money for this. I'm just. These guys are cool with me, so I think it's a cool
But you
mug.
know the people that make the paint?
It's not the paint. It's
Oh,
caffeine.
they just use the like slit
It's
logo.
the logo. Yeah,
Oh,
man.
okay, I get you. Um. So, what is success for you? Like when it comes to stuff like this, like what do you want to accomplish?
Hold on a minute. Oh,
Am I gonna cut until you come back?
no, I just wanted to check on my dog.
Okay. But yeah, like like what's your idea of success when it comes to something like this?
I don't understand.
Like, do you want to like possibly like make money off of this to the point where you can live off of this? Do you want this to be like something of a career choice? You know what I mean? Like,
I would like for an employer to look at the body of work for what it is, as a um, fuck, what's the word? Look at the body of work and look at it as a commitment that I've done
yeah,
myself, and shows that I have a passion for photography, and accept that and use it for something else. I don't want to make money off of the photography of graffiti. This is fun for me. I enjoy doing this with these people. I enjoy going out and meeting these guys, girls. I'm afraid if I did start making money off it and I started doing like a job, I would hate it and I wouldn't want to do it anymore.
what about like a gallery show or something like that?
That'd be
Like,
cool.
right? Like,
Cool.
I feel like your work could be featured in like these huge canvases in a cool gallery, and it'll show. It's like it's a part of the culture, like to be able to showcase that and show that to people, because like people like me, I don't know much about this community or like what you guys really do. Like I'm getting a lot of it now from you. Like I would
I,
love to do like go see shit like that.
I would like a show. I mean, I would like a show, and I think I think the only way to look at photos like this that I'm taking, or whatever, is to have them done large. But shit's not cheap. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? So I would need,
But
you
I
know,
mean that comes with representation with the gallery. Like sometimes
oh,
they
I don't know how that
go
works.
in with that kind of cost.
They would go with. I have no idea how that works. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, I
Um,
would like a show. That would be fun.
yeah,
But
yeah. I think it'll work really well in especially like areas like Manhattan or something.
I just think that I don't. As much as I would like a show, I don't know if it would go over well because I'm not anybody famous.
Well,
You know,
you don't have to be famous to have a show. I mean, it like I said, you have that following. That I mean, enough following where people are still following you and like liking your shit, and they respond to you. You mean like you talk to these people one on one, and like those are the kind of people that will probably go to your show.
yeah,
It doesn't have to be like a major gallery. It could just be like a small show too, and to test it out.
yeah. I guess I know. I just never approached anybody or whatever. Nobody's ever approached me
I
about
mean,
it.
you're the guy that talks straight to the supplier. I mean, you were making calls while you were at work. talking to the people for the bags, the biohazard bags, and all that. Like you could, I feel like you could definitely get like accomplish that, man.
Well, thank you. It's then you have more faith in me than I do on something like you know.
Someone has to.
I don't know the first thing about having a show or doing a show. It would be nice. So again, anybody out there sees my work, feel free to reach out to me and offer me a space. I'd be more than happy. But I don't know who, especially this time, maybe this whole COVID bullshit. Would anybody come to the show? I don't know what the fuck's going on.
Yeah, I mean that's an issue. I mean, I got a couple friends with that thinking about the same issue too. Like they want to do shows, but they don't know who would go around this time. But I mean, it's we're coming out of it. Vaccines out and all that, so it's time to
Yeah,
like start thinking that way through.
got the shot. You got the shot.
I'm too young. I gotta wait.
You know, you're gonna
Yeah,
get it.
so only old people like you get it right now.
Fuck you. You're gonna get it.
Yeah, I'm gonna get it.
You are.
Yeah,
They're gonna track you. They're gonna know everywhere you go.
that's fine as long as I get the shot.
That shit was all right. Whatever. That's a whole other topic. We'll talk.
Yeah, yeah, we're not getting into it.
Let me
We're
get my
our podcast.
tinfoil hat. Let me get my tinfoil hat so we can have.
Seriously, Jesus, we're an art podcast, not a fucking medical one. Um, so last few questions really is just like, what kind of advice would you give people getting into photography or getting into graffiti, graffiti photography, like that kind of world?
Don't do it. Don't fucking do it. Go somewhere else. Go get a fucking education. Go become a fucking
I mean,
accountant.
you went to school for photography, so
I went to school for graphic design. I majored in photography. Then I went back and I got a master's in photography, which is fucking nothing, obviously, now because didn't do me no
yeah. I
fucking.
mean, I didn't go for a master's in illustration, so it's just
But whatever. I mean, if, I don't know. What do my advice? Have have fun with it.
yeah.
Have
I
fun with
would
it.
say so.
Don't take shit too seriously.
Don't
You
take
know,
yourself too seriously. You know, you got to enjoy the
that's
whole thing.
that's another thing. Don't take yourself too seriously, but just life life advice for me is like the wrong. I'm not the person to give life advice,
I mean,
really.
but you've experienced it enough to tell people
Yeah,
like your
and it
mistakes
sucks.
and what you not to do.
Yeah, and I'm saying not to do what I did. Go get an education and fucking be an
No, but they're
accountant, be a
missing a
lawyer.
lot of what you're telling them not to do because
Wait, what? What?
I mean, you're saying for them not to do what you do, but you're not like saying the the mistakes you've done. You know what
Yeah,
I
they don't
mean?
need to know my mistakes. Just don't do. Just don't be a photographer. Don't, you
Well,
want to
I
take
suggest
a
you
walk?
could, you know, but like obviously have the day job before you go full in, I guess. But
Well.
obviously like have like a day job before you
Okay.
go all in on photography, you know.
Just get yourself a day job. Use photography as a hobby, something that you enjoy. If
Until
you
it
want to get
becomes your main source of income. I mean, it's like with me right now, you know, like I'm gonna keep doing what I'm doing until illustration becomes the main source of income that could sustain what I'm
okay,
doing.
let's hear it. Don't do weddings. Refer back to the beginning of the fucking podcast and what I said about weddings. If you're gonna do photography, get into photography, but don't do weddings unless
I
you
mean,
want to deal with all that bullshit that I'm
yeah,
telling you about.
yeah. Like I feel like people don't really know, but I mean, people know that you know, like brides could be very hectic, and then obviously their
The whole
families.
it's the whole day,
Yeah,
and it's just that, and then you do the and it's not and it doesn't stop on that one day. They hire you, yeah, to come and take pictures. Well,
right. Because then you got to deal with
yeah,
them with like editing and then
it's
putting the
six
book
months
together.
later, a year later, you're still dealing with the same people. So if you whatever you charge for that wedding for that one day, spread it out over 6 months, a year, and say, is it worth that money? Because you're still going to deal with that person. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, oh fuck.
Well, that's
You
good
know,
advice. There
my
you go.
ex boss, they did very well for themselves. I'm not. He's an
I
asshole.
wonder who it is.
No name. He's an asshole. Whoever knows me knows where I work. So
Yeah, yeah.
whatever. So he's an asshole. The father's cool. The son's an asshole. But they did very well for themselves. So obviously they did something. They're charging enough money to make it worth their while to do it because they're doing very well. Or they did. The COVID fucked everybody. But I have no, they're smart money. I'm not smart money, so I can't knock them. They did well for themselves.
Yeah, I
If
mean, I
you
feel like
get into that and do it that way,
you gotta be
then
a certain personality for something like that to keep that going. You
wait,
gotta
what?
be. I think you just have to have an enormous amount of like patience, or
Yeah, well,
be the boss what that you could just give it to your employee to deal with
exactly.
and still make the money. You know.
Which is what he did a lot of the time.
Yeah.
Do all the schmoozing and then yeah, finish it. Ah,
Exactly.
fuck.
All
But what?
right. So now we'll get to the fun part. I want to because you're one of the few people that like gave me so many cool like movie recommendations that I just want to pick your brain a little bit more. Like what do you recommend for people getting into movies and what are recent ones that you've seen that you enjoyed or hated?
I haven't seen anything recent. Oh, so I did see a horror movie that I liked a lot. A, a lot. It was really fucking good, and it's probably it like flew under the radar because I don't remember ever seeing it. It was called Crawl, and it was about the alligators in
Oh
Florida.
yeah. Really? That was good?
Fucking great. I thought it was great.
I just I took it at
Not
face
good.
value and I was like, it's just another like
Yeah, it's another.
monster movie.
Yeah, it is. It is. But the alligators aren't Godzilla. They're
Right, no.
alligators.
Okay. Oh, I thought
They're
it was
little
only what?
guys.
It's more than one? I thought it was
Yeah.
only the one.
No, there's more than one.
Okay.
But it was just done well. I think it was done well. It was a good movie for like for what it was. It was done well, and it reminded me of like some older ones. But they did it good. They didn't
Yeah,
get
you're also
too.
very into like campy movies like that. You love like these, you know.
It wasn't. It wasn't that campy.
Okay.
Does that make sense? It was, but it wasn't. It wasn't like fuck campy like shit.
Like Sharknado.
Nothing like that. Nothing like
I
that.
know like Sharknado is like just ridiculous, but
It was more along the lines of
like I remember Anaconda.
nothing like that. It was
Okay.
more along the lines of Cabin in the Woods.
Okay.
Not
Kind of
funny,
camp. Yeah, kind of
but
campy.
kind of campy. But mostly, it was Crawl was good.
Okay.
Crawl was good, hands down, worth watching on cable, whatever. Good. And I saw The Gentleman.
Oh yeah.
Uh,
What do you mean? Dude.
that's fucking Guy Ritchie, right?
Hell yeah, man. That was a great
Yeah,
movie, dude. I enjoyed that. I
it
mean, I
was.
guess because
It was.
I went into it like not expecting much. I'm like, all right, let's see how this goes. But I loved it.
I liked it. It wasn't Guy Ritchie that I liked.
What were
It
you
was Guy
expecting?
Ritchie, but he lost his little. To me, lost his little edge. Lost his
So
little
what Guy Ritchie movie would you recommend that's like
Guy
his
Ritchie-ness. What? Which one would I recommend?
yeah, that's Guy Ritchie-ness.
Well, I fucking whatchamacallit, his the Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels, the first one. That was fucking
Yeah, I
great.
guess the initial ones are always
Snatch was great. All right, so Guy Ritchie was good. I mean, his love story with Madonna sucked. Uh, did you see that one?
I don't think so,
I
no.
forgot the name of it, but it was fucking horrible. Yeah, Snatch and whatchamacallit was great. Um, I'll never bad review of La Haine, Hate from France, French movie.
French
Uh,
movies are really good.
La Haine, fucking great movie, French movie, black and white, fucking outstanding. Vincent Casella, is that Vincent? I'm thinking of saying it. That's the first time I met, was introduced to him. Great movie. Uh, fuck, there's another French movie called High Tension, which I got the DVD of. Fucked up, fucked up horror movie. High Tension. Um,
I remember you gave me Audition. That messed me up for a while.
Audition. Anything by that director. I can't even pronounce his name. I'm not even going to butcher it. But Audition. Anything by that director is great. He's got from what I remember, he would put out like 10 movies a year, and like two of them would like them. The other ones were just like, oh, I get it. All right, yeah, great, great. But he's great. He did DOA. It's a trilogy.
Right. Yeah, which I saw.
I gave you all. You saw all three.
I saw. I think the first two you gave me, then the third one
Fucking like it's just it's such a cool idea because it's a timeline. I think it's the same timeline. The first movie, bad guy, good guy. Second movie, same timeline. The characters switch.
Yeah, like they switch roles.
They switch roles, and then the third one, same timeline in the future. I don't even know what the fuck is going on in it.
Yeah, no, his mind is wild.
Dude, anything by him is great. But yeah, those are the only two movies that I saw that were.
You still have Netflix, right?
Nah, that ain't working. I canceled shit.
All right, well,
can't afford everything.
There was one that it was actually a Netflix movie that just came out, it's called I Care a Lot, and it's the same chick from Gone Girl. You seen that one? You ever seen Gone Girl?
No.
Do you know
Girl?
Gone Girl? Yeah, with Ben Affleck. With
Ben
Affleck.
Yes. With the river, and they find the dead body.
Yeah. So the wife in that, she's the main character in this one. I Care a Lot. It's like very similar concept. Basically, like she takes care of like the seniors that don't have like someone to take care of them. Like she puts them in a home through like the government. The government appoints her as their guardian, right? And she just milks them of their money, like takes all their money, their assets, and that's how she like scams them out of shit, right? But then she scams the wrong one, and then it kind of goes into that, and Peter Dinklage is in it as like a Russian mob boss and everything, and it gets like the twists and turns towards the end. It gets really good.
Yeah.
I think it's your kind of movie where you would enjoy it.
Oh, probably. Again, like I said, I don't have. I don't have.
I mean, you could always find the websites. There's always websites out there that you can find these movies.
Netflix, Mindhunters. I think.
Oh yeah, man. Unfortunately, they're not like coming back with it because their director was just like, it's just not worth it. It was not enough viewers, which I thought was crazy, and it was just like he was saying how he has to put so much research into each episode because it's based on real characters.
Yeah,
that he was just like, that's what I'm saying, and it was just like, it's just not worth it for me, and they're not doing it anymore, which fucking sucks.
Paid for it, but the fuck you not?
Fucking two amazing seasons, and that's it. We don't even get a good ending.
I don't know if they're coming back with that.
With what?
Stranger Things.
I think they were in the middle, of working it, but then it got stalled because of COVID. But I'm not sure when the rest is coming out. But man,
that would be great to see.
Fucking Mandalorian. I wish you were watching because that was good shit.
I didn't get a chance to see the second season.
Second season got real good. Bill Burr's in it because Bill Burr was in the first one too, but he makes it really fun.
Mandalorian, my friend had given me his Vivo or some password.
Yeah.
For some movie thing, and my Wi-Fi got disconnected from the TV, and I never fucking never wound up doing. I mean, all I gotta do is pull cable, and I'm like, oh, fuck it. I don't care. Mandalorian is good. I wouldn't mind seeing it, but I'm not.
And now like Marvel's all coming back now with they're actually making like these very high budget like TV shows like WandaVision, and now they got Falcon. It's good, man, because they're like doing the third phase now of the MCU.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's all the same shit after a while.
No, but it's more because they never really done a show. They're only focusing on movies, but now this is the first time because it's Disney Plus. They're able to make shows out of it.
I'd watch
crazy,
it.
Yeah, like crazy budget, like Mandalorian, and just like that, they're doing it.
I would watch it. Mandalorian is fucking great.
Yeah, man. All right, well, we got what we got to say. Thank you for coming on, man. This was real fun. Let people know where they could find you, what you're like. Tell them about your shirts, where they could find that, and all that.
Emptycansnyc on Instagram. Hit the Big Cartel link. Support the fucking cause. Whatever. Got a new design coming out soon. Have patches. Still have the book. Hit me up. Emptycansnyc.
Oh yeah, man.
I
All
think
right,
I'm
dude.
on Instagram. Empty Cans NYC. Come check me out.
For real. All right, guys. See you later.